There's an old clip that popped up again on Twitter and went viral with all the shenanigans currently going on in the Democratic primary. And I wanted to share it with you because it's certainly interesting and it shows how time can change people.
If you want to pull the party, the major party that is closest to the way you're thinking, to what you're thinking, you must show them that you're capable of not voting for them. If you don't show them you're capable of not voting for them, they don't have to listen to you. I promise you that. I worked within the Democratic Party. I didn't listen or have to listen to anything on the left while I was working in the Democratic Party because the left had nowhere to go.
So Lawrence O'Donnell is an MSNBC host. Today, he would never say those words. He would say the opposite. He would say vote blue no matter who. It's amazing what time does to people and what institutions do to people. Chris Hayes, one of the better hosts on MSNBC, but that's not saying much. That's like being the tallest kid in kindergarten. He apparently wrote a book about how, corporate media corrupts the minds of the people who are part of it, and they kind of lose touch. And the institution changes them for the worse. And you kind of get absorbed into whatever the Overton window is of the institution. You don't keep your outsider perspective. And that's pretty much exactly what happened to Chris Hayes. It really is. So, hey, I'm not saying it, they're saying it. Lawrence O'Donnell said it. I didn't say it, he said it. He said, hey, if you want to have any sway over the Democratic Party, you have to be willing to not vote for them. You have to try to drag them to your position. If they feel like you're a firewall and they could depend on you, they're not going to do Dickie McGee's acts for you. Okay, noted. So, listen, just as I told you guys in the last election in 2016, what did I say? I can't tell any of you what to do. It's up to you. You have your own mind. You make your own decisions. You have your own litmus test, your own policy, ideas. And that's all fine and dandy. But what I can do is tell you what I plan on doing. And what I said in 2016 was, me personally, I live in New York. New York is a safe state. I am not voting for Hillary Clinton, even though I think she's a lesser evil, and I'm going to vote for Jill Stein. But what I did say is, if I lived in a swing state, I would suck it up and vote for Hillary. That's what I said. Because again, I thought it was rather uncontroversial to say she is objectively a lesser evil when you look at, she wouldn't have pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement. She wouldn't have pulled out of the Iran nuclear agreement. Her Supreme Court picks definitely would have been better. There are a list of policies where you say, it's not even close on this, she's better. Fair enough. What I plan on doing this election, unless there are major changes, is not voting. Unless there are major changes. See, the problem is, guys, I swear to you, I'm not an unreasonable dude. The problem is that Joe Biden has repeatedly put his middle finger up to me and to the left. And when you say the day before an election, even if Medicare for All passes the House and the Senate and gets to my desk, I'm going to veto it. Well, listen, my dad would probably be alive if we had Medicare for All. So for you to say I'm not in favor of the policy that would have saved your dad, even if you make it a layup for me, I can't vote for you. I can't do it. Even if it got through and it came to your desk, you'd veto it. And he says, how are we going to pay for it? It saves money. It saves $5 trillion over 10 years. That's a bogus objection. So if you're telling me, sorry, Kyle, I think that we shouldn't have the policy that could have saved your dad's life, then I don't know what to tell you. Of course I'm not going to vote for you. Why would I vote for you? That's insane. We have 45,000 to 68,000 people who die every year because they don't have access to basic health care. What you're saying is I'm dooming a lot of people out there to the same fate as Kyle's dad. That's what he's saying. I'm okay with some number of people dying because they don't have health care. Then again, I don't know what you want me to tell you. He's against virtually every policy I hold dear. For me, guys, it was never about Bernie. It's about the policy ideas. Medicare for all, free college, a living wage, ending the wars, legalizing marijuana. I hate to say this, but I'm convinced he would fight on none of those fronts. None of them. And I'm also convinced that whoever he picks for VP is also not going to be a concession to the left. What did Donald Trump do? He picked Mike Pence. Mike Pence beloved by the Republican base. Biden is going to pick somebody who's not beloved by the Democratic base. He's going to pick Kamala. He's going to pick Stacey Abrams, or he's going to pick Amy Klobuchar. So that will be another middle finger to the left, to the base. Okay, if you don't respect us, if you don't appreciate us, if you're going to fight for none of the policy priorities that I care about, then I can't vote for you. I don't know what you want me to tell you. And again, one of the big problems with what's been happening in the Democratic Party, this move towards we're now doing what the Republicans used to do, which is, oh, it's your turn. Oh, it's Hillary's turn. Oh, it's Biden's turn. Oh, the people who've been in the party and they've been team players all along, you're up. It's your turn. The problem with that is there's not even a doubt in my mind that he wouldn't pursue an agenda that I agree with. Not even one or two of the policies I care deeply about. There's no doubt in my mind. Why? Because we have the freaking track record of Joe Biden. We know how wrong he's been on all the issues. We know he supported the Iraq War and permanent normal trade relations with China and NAFTA and the Patriot Act, and he supported the Republican budget in the late 1990s. We know how bad his record is. So there's not even a doubt that he's not going to do the things that I support, or even a few of the things that I support. So what am I supposed to do with that? At least with Obama in 2008, he was a little bit of a Rorschach test in the sense that you could read into him whatever you want to see. Some people who are more centrist saw more of a centrist. Some people who are on the left saw more of a lefty. You could kind of read into him whatever, but his record wasn't long enough for us to know for sure how he would govern. There was a chance he would act like Bill Clinton as a president, a neoliberal, or there was a chance he could have acted like FDR and really changed stuff. So in 2008, it wasn't, of course, I was happy to go to the polls and vote for Obama because I was like, hey, maybe he'll do some of the things I like end the Iraq War, which he spoke about all the time. He didn't do it. But there was a chance he could have done the things I cared about. With Biden, there's no chance. His whole thing is, hey, I'm alive and I'm not Donald Trump. You're not for our policy, so I can't be for you. I just can't do it. I would never in a million years ever vote for Donald Trump. He's been an abysmal disaster. His policies have been horrendous, increasing our wars. Now about to start a war with Iran, randomly killed a leading military commander, mishandling a pandemic, disaster, tax cuts for the rich, 83% of the benefits go to the top 1%. I would never vote for Trump. But none of the people running represent me. They just don't. Guys, and if you say, well, you got to fall in line. Why? I don't agree with neoliberalism. He's a neoliberal. I don't agree. I don't agree with neoliberalism. I don't agree with neoconservatism, and I don't agree with neoliberalism. So none of them represent me. I mean, do you understand that that's like, the position I'm taking is like, in my mind, obvious. None of them represent the position I want, or even some of the policies I want. So what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And the only thing people seem to fall back on when you make this point is, what about kids in cages? Biden and Obama put them there too. That's not an exaggeration. That's a fact. There was a picture that went viral and everybody flipped out and blamed Trump. This is a year or two ago. And coming to find out, the picture was taken in like 2014 under the Obama administration. So they put him there too. Anything they fall back on, the next thing they'll say is, oh, look at this white bro. He's so privileged. That's why he gets to say this. Okay, but as Glenn Greenwald pointed out the other day, and he has the polling data to back it up, most of the people who take this position I'm taking are poor people and people of color. So in other words, it's the least privileged people who are saying, the system doesn't represent me, it's broken, I'm checking out of it. It is basically a form of protest to say, y'all better shape up and start representing us. And if you don't, well, then don't cry if I don't vote for you. Represent me. Now, people will come out of the woodworks and shame. That ain't going to work. And the same way you all yelled, oh my God, the Bernie bros need to work on their voter outreach. They're so mean. Okay. Oh, the Biden bros need to work on their voter outreach. They're so mean. If you want my vote, you have to represent the policies that I want. Now, in the case of Biden, unfortunately, even if he starts pretending like he's going to do those things, I know he's not going to do it. So it's a unique situation. Guys, we went through this with Hillary. I'm not going through it again. You know, you got the most concessions you will get out of me in the Hillary Clinton situation, where I was like, hey, I'm in a safe state. I can't vote for her. But if I was in a swing state, I would suck it up and vote for her. I'm not even saying that this time. I'm not even adding the caveats. Oh, if you are in a swing state, oh, you suck it up and vote for Biden. Last time, the Democratic Party spit in our eye, spit in our face. Shut up, take it. Here's somebody who voted for the Iraq War. Here's somebody who's praised NAFTA. Here's somebody who's been wrong on every major decision. Shut up and take it. And now they're saying it again. They learned nothing. They went from Hillary Clinton to Hillary Clinton with severe cognitive decline. That's what they did. If you want our votes, listen to us. Adjust. Fight for the things we want you to fight for. Then you get our vote. If I really believe that we moved Biden on some of the issues that I cared about, even 2 of them, if he made me believe, no, seriously, I'm going to make a living wage a priority, I'm going to do that, then I'd vote for him. But he's not doing that, and I don't believe him, even if he were to say, like, oh yeah, maybe. So I don't know what you want me to say. I don't believe in neoconservatism, and I don't believe in neoliberalism. I believe in social democracy. And there's only one candidate who represents that. And I will be voting for him, and I want all of you to vote for him. And we'll see what happens after the primary. But one thing's for damn sure. I agree with Lawrence O'Donnell. And if we want to be taken seriously, we need to throw our weight around. And guess what? Even if we do that, they might still hate us, blame us, and shame us. To which I say, I don't care. Tough cookies. My demands are simple. You know what I'm in favor of. It's not ambiguous. You don't have to guess. You don't have to try to do some cringy outreach like Pokemon go to the polls. Yeah. You don't have to do that. You have to support Medicare for all, free college, a living wage, ending the wars, legalizing marijuana, or at the very least, let me know you will actually do and fight for at least 1 or 2 of those things. I don't have that right now. So I'm not doing dick. And you can take it.